Australia Mountain, just 20 miles southwest of Phoenix, Arizona, site of Phoenix International Raceway, and scene of today's NASCAR Southwest Tour GM Goodwrench 300. Hello, everyone. We have another exciting championship race for you today. Now, we've already settled the Busch Series title on ESPN. We're going to take you right on down to the Winston Cup Championship, but today, it's NASCAR Southwest Tour. There are 4 drivers mathematically in it today. Of course, 29-year-old Doug George, in the strength of 13 consecutive top 10 finishes, will carry a 115-point lead in over Ron Hornaday Jr. M.K. Kanke's in 3rd place, and Rookie of the Year, Flying Brian Germoni, is in 4th. And Ned, for Doug George to win it all today, he must finish 32nd or better, which seems like a very simple task, but it may not be quite so easy.
Might not be easy at all, Jerry. In fact, he's starting back in 37th position, while Hornaday is starting on the pole. If the points were decided by qualifying, he would have already lost the championship. Of course, we know that's not the case, so they'll go racing for it. He has to be very careful. We've had a lot of wrecks on this racetrack in past races because of the narrow front straightaway. If cars get in trouble in front of you, sometimes there's just no place to go. So George has to drive a very calculated, careful race.
Indeed he will, Ned. Let's take a look at this tough racetrack here. The Desert Jewel, they call it, Phoenix International, the 1-mile oval. Pole speed 125.769 miles per hour. The race length 186 laps. It's 300 kilometers. Field separation 5.6 miles per hour. Let's take a look at the Sears Die Hard starting grid. 41 cars set to roll off here momentarily. On the pole, we mentioned Ron Hornaday Jr., the youngster who will try to come back from 2nd place in the points and win it all. Scott Hansen in the ASA ranks outside the 1st row. Row 2, Toby Butler, and 3-time Winston Cup champion Darrell Waltrip. Back to row 3, Ray Hooper Jr., 5th in the points currently, and a winner already this year on the tour, along with Dirk Stevens. Row 4, a 2-time winner in Southwest Tour competition for 1990, Lauren Kelly, and Rookie of the Year, Flying Brian, they call him, Brian Germoni. Row 5, Roy Testa and John Pox, who ran so well on the road courses we've televised early in the year at Sears Point. Row 6, Tim Fedewa and Dick Trickle, last year's winner in this event. As you look at the rest of the starting field here, Ned, a lot of potent cars starting back in the field.
And certainly Jim Thurkettle is one of those drivers. There's Ken Schrader starting back on the 10th row. He runs well in this division.
Butch Miller back outside of row 11, Ned. Of course, a couple of drivers back here. Jerry Bowers passed his 2nd round qualifier out here. His car will be one to watch. Pete Harding, the Canadian driver, certainly coming up through the ranks. And of course, back in the pack, Steve Johnson, who's already won this year, maybe a Rookie of the Year candidate next year. Garrett Evans back inside row 20, 2-time Northwestern Tour champion. And of course, Troy Beebe starting the car number 04 of Herschel McGriff. 41 car starting field here in the Goodwrench 300 at Phoenix International Raceway. A tremendous field of cars. There's the front row once again, Ron Hornaday Jr. and Scott Hansen. 2 drivers hoping to be able to settle it up front. Tremendous crowd on hand for great Southwest Tour racing action here at the 1-mile Valley of the Sun, Phoenix International Raceway. Today's Speedwell coverage of the Goodwrench 300 is being brought to you by Quaker State. The Big Q is one tough motor oil. By Burger King. If you want to give people what they want, sometimes you've got to break the rules. And by Budweiser, Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste. Fist buds for you. We're getting set for the green flag here in racing action. 300 kilometers, 186 laps. Stay with us when we come back. We'll have the green flag.
The same battery that has started 9 out of 10 NASCAR winners since 1977 also starts millions of cars all over America every day. Die Hard. More power when you need it most.
It's one of the most technologically advanced, most rigorously tested fluids on Earth, relentlessly measured for maximum protection against the friction, the wear and tear, the heat and stress of today's engines. It is today's Quaker State. In Europe, in Japan, in America, Quaker State quality has passed the most demanding tests automakers can throw at it. At Quaker State, we don't just say we're tough, we're tested tough. The Big Q is one tough motor oil.
There's a wild new breakfast at Burger King.
Please, just like it's crazy.
Blueberry, oat, red lemon, poppy seed, 3 very different kinds.
To make a wild new breakfast, sometimes you gotta break the rules.
Phoenix International Raceway side of the Goodwrench 300-kilometer event in Phoenix, Arizona. The 1-mile dogleg oval getting set for racing action. 1991 Chevrolet Lumina safety car, Z34 version. 91 Chevrolet leading them up in turns 3 and 4. Front row, Ron Hornaday Jr. trying to win it all. He'd like to win today and win the championship here in Southwest Tour competition. The richest race of the history in Southwest Tour racing. The champion can take home some $9,000 today.
Jerry's to get the green flag. One car, Mark Bowl, could not start off the grid, so he's pushed it behind the wall. The green flag is out.
Heavy traffic that's trying to come up to full speed. You saw what Ned was talking about in the very first lap. It's very tight here at the end of the front stretch.
It really is, and that accident happened at the very tail end of the field, so there were no other cars bearing down on the hatchet end. We could have seen a major wreck.
That was Troy Beebe, a two-time winner this year on the Tour. They're scampering out of turn 4. Darrell Waltrip on the outside as he chases down Ron Hornaday. Ron Hornaday Jr., car number 97. That's the bright yellow car with the blue number 97 on the side, but coming up awfully strong, the 117, the number on the side of Darrell Waltrip Chevrolet Lumina. The Eddie Jones prepared car. Waltrip has not raced that car for an entire year. It was here a year ago. Last time he ran it, he wasted no time at all in making a challenge for the lead down toward turn 1.
Well, he started in the 4th position and moved up very quickly, and Jerry, the car is sticking. When I'm talking about Waltrip's car, very good on the inside. As he comes off of turn 2, he tried to get under Hornaday. He might be able to do it going into turn 3.
They have black flagged one car. That's Herschel McGriff Jr., the car number 40, for a stop-and-go penalty for jumping the start, as Waltrip now takes the lead coming out of turn 4.
It's pretty impressive, Jerry. A fellow that doesn't run this division at all and hasn't raced, as you said, in a year with this car, to be able to run up front here in the early going.
Most of these cars here have 358 cubic inches.
Trouble down in turn 2, Jerry.
Cloud of smoke and traffic evading a car that had spun the 07. That's Scheidecker out of turn 2. Dave Scheidecker from Claremont, California.
And Jerry, our points leader, Doug George, did get by. He was behind that spin, but he got by it okay.
A near miss for Doug George, who just needs to get a good finisher today. Finished 32nd or better, as we said in the opening of the show. He is trying to sneak through. Let's watch it and see what happened.
You can see there was a lot of smoke and a lot of scrambling by several drivers as they came into turn 2. And he wound up, there he is, down on the inside. Doug George going by on the inside safely.
We're the first caution flag today here at Phoenix International Raceway. Darrell Waltrip showing the way. Lots of Southwest Tour racing action to come. Don't go away.
A spatula.
Edith, my battery is dead. Will you make me a copy? I'll pay you.
A reminder to check your batteries with the new copper top tester. It's free and only from Duracell.
It's the same thing every Saturday. He puts on those old blue jeans and goes out with that old dog, and he's gone all day. He says he's going to bring back dinner, but all he ever brings back is that old dog.
Here's to old dogs, Saturday mornings, and comfortable blue jeans. Wrangler.
Mike Singletary hits hard, but not like the hard-hitting football news on ESPN's Emmy Award-winning NFL Game Day. The team of Berman, Axtell, Jackson, Edelstein, and Deichmann hit the air each Sunday. Jerry Rice can cover the field, but not like the football coverage on ESPN's hour-long NFL Game Day. We'll take you all around the NFL and inside the numbers. NFL Game Day, Sundays at noon Eastern, only on ESPN.
We welcome you back to Phoenix International Raceway. And moments ago, just before the green flag came out, they were going to black flag John Pox. Now, Pox getting in trouble over in turn 2 in the car number 73. He spins the car, keeps it going back in the right direction, heads down the back straightaway. Now, you think he's out of trouble, right? Well, Not necessarily the case. The car number 07 erupts an engine. That's Dave Scheidecker here. Down toward turn 1, the car fills with smoke. Here comes Pox trying to avoid Scheidecker. Gets in the oil. He spins up toward turn 1, but Scheidecker's car now is on fire. Having erupted an engine, his Chevrolet now getting on the grass. He's trying to get the car slowed down. The 38-year-old driver will try to climb out of the car as it fills up with flames and smoke. He just bails out, rolls on the ground, and safety crews were on their way to him, where just moments ago he got up and walked over and climbed in an ambulance, where he's being checked now by the safety crews. Top 5 here. Darrell Waltrip showing the way. Hornaday in second spot. Toby Butler third. Dirk Stevens fourth. And Dick Trickle now being shown in fifth spot, the defending champion of this Goodwrench 300. Getting set for green flag racing action. The Chevrolet Lumina pulls away, and another Chevrolet Lumina showing the way. Here as Waltrip takes him down to the green flag.
You can see some quick dry down on the inside of the track, and Waltrip slowed down for it. Here comes Ron Hornaday up on the outside and takes the lead.
Hornaday has made his move on the outside by Waltrip by a car length and a half.
That was a very good, cool move, Jerry. He knew that there was no quick dry up on the second groove, so he just drove up there and drove around Darrell Waltrip.
Speeds of 145 miles per hour on the front straightaway here. Couple of cars having trouble. That is Lauren Kelly in the car number 20 now showing smoke. And as they just get by on the inside, that was Brian Germoni, the Rookie of the Year. But Lauren Kelly, the car number 20, a two-time winner on the Southwest Tour this year, apparently slowing with a blown engine here at Phoenix.
Now Waltrip begins to pick up on Hornaday. Once again, the inside groove is the one that Darrell Waltrip likes on most any racetrack, really. If the car will run down there, that's where he likes to put it. But that first lap, there was a lot of the quick dry put down from the oil from Dave Scheidecker's car. But now that's blown away, and Waltrip's car working down on the inside once again.
Third car on your screen here, the car number 38 is Toby Butler, a 30-year-old driver who has never been here before. As he's getting a good driving lesson watching what Waltrip's doing now, and now Butler will try to move to the inside of Waltrip here in the front stretch.
Waltrip had to back off for just a moment. His car broke loose as he was under, had the nose of it under Hornaday, and so it cost him a position. And here's Dick Trickle in car number 99 coming up through the field. Jerry, he started in the 12th position and now has taken over for him.
He just went by Dirk Stevens in the car number 120.
Jim Thurkettle moving up there as well. He has moved into the number 5 position. Thurkettle started back in 14th.
There's Hansen in the car number 53. He started on the front row. Scott Hansen. He has been sliding back in the pack as he and Dirk Stevens in the car number 120 battle.
And here's trouble. That's in turn 1. The car number 2, Butch Miller.
Butch Miller spinning the bank when entry down toward turn 1. Racing back to the start-finish line, and Hornaday will lead it by Butler, then Waltrip, as now Butch Miller gets the car refired and pulls back around.
Let's see if we can see what happened to Butch. It looked like he had pulled down on the inside of the track, Jerry. Something might have happened to his race car. It might have blown, or either maybe a tire went down or something. Anyway, he had pulled to the inside of the track, and then he went into turn 1, and the car just went around on him. 3 cars getting by, 2 on the outside and 1 on the inside.
Caution for the third time today at Phoenix International Raceway. A great race here at Southwest Tour. Always puts on a good show. Stay with us.
Learn pool from the best. Never before have these 16 world champion players been gathered at one time to teach you the art of pool. Learn all the shots from the best players in the world. Breaks, banks, defense, positions, angles, even the masse. 16 pool wizards let you in on their brand of magic. World champion, top-ranked players like number 1 in the world, Mike Siegel, Jimmy King James Rempe, Laurie John Jones, Pretty Boy Floyd Mattia, Ava Mattia, and the rest of the best. The most amazing video on pool ever available. You'll learn to shoot like the pros. A once-in-a-lifetime chance to find out what the champs have known for years. Play pool like you've never played before.
To order your video of Learn from the Best, call 1-800-548-0100. That's 1-800-548-0100. Or send $24.95 plus $3 shipping and handling to Learn from the Best. P.O. Box 5413, New York, New York, 10185. Visa, MasterCard, and American Express accepted, so order now. Call 1-800-548-0100.
Coming up on SportsCenter, Michael Jordan still looking for his first win as the Bulls host unbeaten Boston. We'll have all the NBA highlights, including the Nets and Magic trying to end their futility, and the great debate about who's better, the Giants or Niners, at 11:30 Eastern.
The same battery that has started 9 out of 10 NASCAR winners since 1977 also starts millions of cars all over America every day. Die hard. More power when you need it most.
We welcome you back to our highlighted version of the NASCAR Southwest Tour GM Goodwrench 300. Here, still under the caution flag. Getting set for more green flag racing action. Toby Butler showing the way in a Ford Thunderbird. Dick Trickle in a Chevrolet. Waltrip in a Chevrolet. Jim Thurkettle and Ron Hornaday in the top 5. 49 laps complete of 186, which comprise this 300-kilometer event. Moments ago, the car number 21 struck the wall up in turns 3 and 4. That was Bobby Fix. The car erupted into flames. He has been pulled out of the car and pulled away. We're getting set for green flag racing action. They're mixing it up big time in turn 1.
Boy, Thurkettle made a good jump in the car number 4 on the restart. He started in the 14th position, the winningest driver in Southwest Tour competition here at the Phoenix International Raceway.
Jim Thurkettle, at 45 years of age, had retired a year ago in this race. Has not raced competitively since. He came out of retirement to race today, and what a job he's doing. All the way up in the 3rd spot. Might mention that Ron Hornaday in the car number 97, you see just behind Darrell Waltrip there, that's the yellow and red car. He has slipped back. He was one of the contenders early on. He's still showing in the 5th spot, but he has not run as well as he would like to be. There's Scott Hansen in the 53, who started on the front row.
Hornaday's car just hasn't been working as well as it did with the first few laps of this race, Jerry.
Some of the drivers who have been out of the race, Dave Scheidecker, Mark Bold, Lauren Kelly, who erupted a motor early on. Scheidecker had that fiery engine blow down in turn 1 where he had some injury and was picked up by the safety crew. Scott Lee, John Dillon, the defending Northwest Tour champion, and Bob Lyon. Steve Johnson, a young driver who may run for Rookie of the Year next year on the Southwest Tour. He has parked his car number 14. And behind the wall, Roy Testa, Rod Bennett, and Garrett Evans, former 2-time Northwest Tour champion. And of course, these drivers are working on their cars. And there's the man we talked about early on, 29-year-old Doug George, 115-point lead in the point standings. We said at the top of the show, he must finish 32nd or better to win it. Well, right now, Ned, he basically hasn't won.
Yes, because the number of cars that are behind the wall, Jerry, if none of them should come back in, he would have the championship locked up. However, there are 3 cars that they're working on, and they might come back in, so he's not totally out of the woods yet, but I suspect he's feeling pretty comfortable.
Well, I wonder if they're celebrating down there where Rodney Haygood, the crew chief for Doug George, is in that pit. Let's check about it with Benny Parsons. Benny.
Jerry Punch, I don't see any celebrating going on. You know, you may have this championship locked up, but you're not celebrating.
Well, we got a bad carburetor on there right now. We don't have no straightaway speed, so just going to try to hang in there and see what happens right now.
In other words, you still want to win the race even though you have won the championship.
Yeah, we like to run with the boys up front, but sometimes you can't do it. You know, today's one of them days.
Jerry, they've got the championship locked up, but they're disappointed because they don't have a chance to win.
Well, Benny, if some of the cars get back in the racetrack, some of these cars that we saw you a minute ago that are behind the wall, it may not have it locked up, but his car, as you see, is sputtering. They don't have any straightaway speed. He had a lot of problems, so we'll keep an eye and keep you posted on Doug George's progress. Back up front, Ford Thunderbird showing the way. Now, this driver, Ned, Toby Butler, has never been here before. He's a Northwest Tour driver, former Northwest Tour Rookie of the Year and champion back in 1987. He won twice this year up in Northwest Tour racing action. In fact, NASCAR named him Driver of the Week. Every week they have a Driver of the Week across the country on some NASCAR track, and he was National Driver of the Week early this year after back-to-back wins on the Northwest Tour. But to come here and never having seen this track, doing quite a job.
Yes, he is, and only his 2nd Southwest Tour start as we watch Darrell Waltrip trying to move back up on Jim Thurkettle. Thurkettle running in 3rd, Waltrip running 4th.
Battle back in the pack, 58. That is Handsome. That's the 53 of Scott Hansen.
And Kenny Slater in car number 58 trying to go by on the outside. Having sort of a tough time doing it. Look at him seesaw back and forth. One point of the racetrack, Slater has the advantage. The other, Hansen has the advantage. Slater smokes the tires coming off of turn 4 and takes the position. That's for 8.
Kenny Slater takes 8th spot. Hansen back to 9th. And Hansen's car just not working at all. He qualified so well, the ASA hot shoe from Green Bay, Wisconsin, in the car number 53. And a driver who has really been on the move is John Potts, a bright red and lime yellow number 73. There he is, currently being shown up in what, 14th spot.
Yes, and he has come from the rear, having been involved in 2 spins early in the race. He goes a little high there, almost clipped the wall. A lot of good racing here. Car number 9, of course, is being driven by Dennis Dyer.
And the 16 is Jerry Bowers. Bowers, a fastest second-rate qualifier. They are really shuffling it up back there. Dyers, then 73 is Potts. They just slipped between a couple of cars.
And one of those cars is the 02, who was one of the cars that was behind the wall, Jerry. He's back out on the racetrack now.
Car number 70, Ray Hooper Jr. He's currently 5th in the point standings, but Potts is making his way toward the front. Lots of green flag racing action coming your way from Phoenix International Raceway. Here in the GM Goodwrench 300, a young driver, just 30 years of age, showing the way. Toby Butler, don't go away. We'll be back after this.
Nothing beats a winning team, pushing hard, reaching for the dream. Nothing beats clean, crisp and cold. Got the king of beers, you're on a roll. Nothing beats a Bud, Budweiser. Budweiser. Nothing beats a Bud. Nothing beats a Bud.
The same battery that has started 9 out of 10 NASCAR winners since 1977 also starts millions of cars all over America every day. Die Hard. More power when you need it most.
Some people think it's a great idea for you to buy a second-rate antifreeze. Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Presto. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
Getting set for green flag racing action coming your way. Phoenix International Raceway. Darrell Waltrip leads them down to the green flag. Right behind him, Ron Hornaday, and the man who has been Mr. Excitement here at the Southwest Tour, at least today, John Potts in the car number 73. He is currently being shown in 3rd place, and Potts right on the rear deck of Hornaday, coming out of turn 2.
And he has come all the way from the rear of the pack, now battling for the front. His car working well, Jared. Oh, got a little bit loose right then, but he gathered it back in pretty quickly.
Right behind Potts is car number 38 of Toby Butler. Now he's a driver who lost a lap in the pits a little bit ago with that rear-end grease problem, and he lost a lap making an unscheduled pit stop when he was black flagged, and he can get back up and try to get his lap back.
Jerry, he has had the fastest car on the track this afternoon, but these 3 cars will be tough to pass. But if he can get around him, he'll be back in the lead lap and back in the race.
Well, he would like to, trying to work on the John Potts car number 73. Now they're entering turn 1. It'll be a great effort for him. Trouble up in turn 1. One car hard on the wall. Oh, heavy contact.
That's Mark Perry in car 01, and Butch Miller coming in, hitting. It looks like he might have broken a fuel line in the car number 2. Gasoline is spilled on the racetrack.
Fuel and flames out in turn 1. Heavy contact. The car number 01 of Mark Perry losing it. There's Butch Miller climbing out of his car. He seems to be okay. Running down across the racetrack as the caution flag flies once again. Safety crews on their scene instantly as they will get over there. The fire now extinguishing itself. And there comes Mark Perry from Saugus, California. Thankfully, he's climbing out of what's left of his Buick.
Boy, that was a scary moment.
Heavy impact there coming down the front straightaway. It looked like he may have lost the car. He came off the inside retaining wall. It looked like Butch Miller had nowhere to go. Ned?
Yes, he had slid down to the inside, and there comes Miller and wham, right into him, and both of them slides up into the wall, and then you see the fire erupt as it looked like maybe a fuel line might have broken on the impact and spilled gasoline on the racetrack.
Scary moments here in the Southwest Tour Goodwrench 300 as Butch Miller and Mark Perry have both walked away from a horrific crash out in turn 1. We got a lot more laps to come your way. Don't go away. Plenty of racing action left.
Don't stop short of the peak, 'cause second best won't do. There's a pride in peak performance.
Take more than 650 horsepower, wide open, for 500 miles. You need maximum protection to cool it.
I want the maximum going for me. That's why I've got peak on my cars and in my cars every time.
Don't stop short of the peak. No, don't stop short of the peak.
Did you ever do anything? I asked you to...
She's always nagging me. Put out the garbage, fix the roof, check the batteries in the flashlight. It's always something. Check the batteries in the flashlight. Who cares? I'm dead.
Yet another reason why Duracell has introduced the Copper Top Tester, a gauge that tells you if a battery is good or needs to be replaced.
Where are you?
I'm dead.
The new Copper Top Tester. It's free, only from Duracell.
Die Hard, America's most trusted replacement battery. Its breakthrough design gives you more power and more confidence from the start. Sears Die Hard, more power when you need it most.
This week on ESPN Sunday Night NFL, the San Francisco 49ers face the Dallas Cowboys. The San Francisco 49ers, the world champions, drive toward their third consecutive title, led by perhaps the most awesome offense ever. The Dallas Cowboys have upset on their mind as they strive to regain the title of America's team. The 49ers face the Cowboys live at 8 Eastern on ESPN Sunday Night NFL.
Back in the Valley of Sun at Phoenix International Raceway, our highlighted version of the Goodwrench 300. Ron Hornaday, Darrell Waltrip, Dick Trickle, Danny Crafton, and Jim Thurkettle in the top 5. And Hornaday showing the way. That is the car number 117. That is Darrell Waltrip, who was leading moments ago, and he's just now been passed by Dick Trickle to take over the second spot. Just a moments ago, he was being challenged by Hornaday. Here's Hornaday in the car number 97 as they're coming out of turn 2. Up the back straightaway, Waltrip slides high, and Hornaday, who was our pole sitter, slides beneath him and takes the lead. But the guy on the move is a fellow who just unlapped himself. He was our early leader. What a tremendous effort being put in by Toby Butler in the car number 38, his first ever trip to Phoenix International Raceway. Butler, former Northwest Tour Series champion a few years back, combining his efforts here with his motor and someone else's race car, and he is literally putting these people car by car distance between himself and the lead car.
Jerry, and he is gaining at least a second a lap on the front runners. Now, we'll remind the folks that he got a lap down when he had a rear end leaking grease or something, and they lost that lap during a caution period, but he has gotten back in the lead lap and really on the move.
Well, minutes ago, Ned, a spectacular crash between Mark Perry and Butch Miller down in turn 1. Benny Parsons has caught up with Butch Miller, who's climbed out of his car. Benny?
Butch kind of exciting there.
Way too exciting for me. I saw smoke. I saw a car going one way. I saw a car going the other way. I turned 3 or 4 times to miss and ran smack into it.
You okay, though?
Oh, I'm fine. I think the other boy's pretty good, too. He's, I think he hurt his shoulder a little bit, but didn't look like he was in any kind of real pain at all.
Lucky moments down here on pit road, Jerry.
Indeed, Benny. Very lucky for Mark Perry. His Buick, heavy contact, totally destroyed. That flame erupted. The safety crews were there. And, of course, both Perry and Miller are okay.
Now Dick Trickle is catching Ron Hornaday. Trickle on the move in the car number 99. He won this race a year ago, so he certainly knows his way around this tricky 1-mile track. And here's Darrell Waltrip being passed for third. as Jim Thurkettle goes around.
Remember, Thurkettle won this race 2 years ago. Trickle won it last year, so these two veteran drivers know what it takes to run here in the late stages. Back up front, Ron Hornaday trying to hold on. Hornaday, the car number 97 on the left of your screen. That's Trickle in the Chevrolet Camaro. He will try to make a move inside of Hornaday. Hornaday, who led so many laps here a year ago, and Trickle breezes by, going into turn 3 and will take the lead.
Now, Trickle has changed tires twice, Jerry. Once on the right side, and then he came back in and got left side tires during the caution, which is a good strategy. Some of the cars only have two-tired right side tires and not taking on left side tires, including Hornaday and Darrell Waltrip. So that probably is proving to be the difference right now.
Dick Trickle now pulling away. It's the same race car he used to win here a year ago. The last time he drove this car, he told me, was back in August. In fact, August 7th at Wisconsin International Raceway, a half-mile paved oval, a 250-lapper, and he won it up there as well.
But Trickle drives the Cale Yarborough Motorsports Pontiac in NASCAR Winston Cup competition.
A couple of cars mixing it up. That is John Cox in the car number 73. In front of him is the 53 of Scott Hansen. There is Cox and Hansen. Right behind him is Ray Hooper Jr. in the car number 70. 66 is Tim Speedowa. And the car number 39, who was a leader a little bit ago, that's a Canadian driver having a great run. That is Pete Harding from British Columbia, Canada.
And Jerry, that Tim Speedowa is that name is not new to racing.
No, it isn't, Ned. He is a nephew of Gary Speedowa, who is certainly a well-known driver. You've seen him many times on our Speed World Thursday night and Saturday night Thunder coverage over the years. Tim Speedowa, 23 years of age, from Holt, Michigan.
Now here comes Pete Harding in the car number 39, moving around Speedowa. Now Harding is another driver who has 4 fresh tires on his car. He came in on lap 86, took on right side tire, and then on lap 95 he came in and took on left side tires. So the 4 tires are definitely working good for him. We're looking now for the car number 38 of Toby Butler, who, there he is, who moved around the leaders and just has literally driven away from them, and now has moved back around the track and is picking up positions in that Ford number 38.
There's a battle for third spot back there. That is Andy Crafton and Jim Thurkettle. Thurkettle in car number 4, veteran driver. And in front of him, the Ford Thunderbird. Car number 46 of Danny Crafton.
They have moved away from Darrell Waltrip, have left him in their dust. Well, not much dust here today, but they certainly have run away from him. Thurkettle, his car getting a little loose at points on the racetrack.
Jim Thurkettle, the mechanical engineer, has a company that makes aluminum sporting goods equipment. In fact, his company, I'm told, makes a lot of aluminum baseball and softball bats, and also has the aluminum hockey sticks that the great one uses, Wayne Gretzky. And there's a great one right now in short track racing, over 1,200 career wins, driving a car just like that, a Chevrolet Camaro. Dick Trickle showing the way here in the late lap at Phoenix. Stay with us.
What could this off-road vehicle possibly have in common with this off-road vehicle? The same quality filter protection you can give your car from Purelator, the world's largest filter company.
You can spot someone who saved money with a second-rate antifreeze a mile away. Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Prestone. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
Die Hard, America's most trusted replacement battery. Its breakthrough design gives you more power and more confidence from the start. Sears Die Hard, more power when you need it most.
Winning. It can all come down to one spark plug. Champion. No other brand of spark plug in the world has fired more NASCAR, Indy, and Formula One drivers to victory than Champion. Imagine what Champion spark plugs can do for you. Plug in the winners. Plug in the Champion. Because when we race, you win.
Track Packs are brought to you by Quaker State. The big Q is One Tough Motor Oil.
Let's talk about springs. This is the front spring on a Winston Cup race car. The rear spring on a Winston Cup race car. These springs are about twice as big as a passenger car. This is a spring that they run on the Southwest Tour cars. This is called a coil over. The coil spring goes over the shock absorber. The reason they do this, they're about 4 pounds lighter than these other springs.
Well, thank you, Benny. We're under caution here once again. A crash up in turn 4 between Tony Raines and Ray Hooper in the car number 70. But an incident just moments ago in the pits. Spectacular action, Ned.
Yes, Jim Thurkettle, who was running in third place. Darrell Walter beat everybody out of the pits, but we see Thurkettle in car number 4 tried to get out of the pits. Number 5 was trying to get in. Okay, Thurkettle backs up now, gets some open space, and accelerates out of the pits. And then here comes the car number 17 of Randy Olson and whams into him into the wall.
Green flag racing action, excitement everywhere here. Tough break for Jim Thurkettle and Randy Olson, who saw tag Thurkettle, now being shown as a 5th place car. They're mixing it up front. That's Darrell Waltrip, who had that great pit stop you mentioned a minute ago, Ned. Waltrip and Eddie Jones and the crew changing tires on the Superflow Chevrolet, and he moves to the inside of one car. That's Dick Trickle right behind him in the car number 99. Trickle being shown in 2nd place, and the yellow car to the right of your screen. That's Ron Hornaday Jr., our pole sitter.
Now Waltrip took on left side tires. Trickle took on right side tires. So Waltrip's right side tires have a lot of laps on them. And here's that car number 38, that's Toby Butler. He's going to be the man to beat, Jerry. He was a lap down at one time. He got back in the lead lap and had really run down a lot of the cars. He was not far behind Darrell Waltrip before the caution came out.
He was about 14 seconds back, Ned. That caution flag, he said, really helped him. Got the lap back, and he is a guy we'll keep an eye on. Toby Butler, having never raced at Phoenix Raceway before, has never seen the place until he got here on Thursday.
He's just looking for a little running room right now as those fellas dice it up in front of him.
That's the car number 17 of Randy Olson. That was in that shunt there in the pits.
And it looked like that shunt in the pit might get some sheet metal slapping in the wind there. As Dick Trickle had tried to make a move on Waltrip. Waltrip pulled away a little bit, but here comes Trickle back on the inside. Once again, he got a good run off of turn 4. He might have him going into turn 1. Yes, he does.
3 Chevrolets. That's Hanson in the car number 53. Waltrip slips a little bit up high. His car out of the groove. Now he will lose a lot of ground on the racetrack. Now Waltrip back to 3rd spot, and here comes Hornaday. But back up front now, Hanson will not give any quarter at all to Dick Trickle in the car number 99. Hanson, the ASA veteran, car number 53 out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Those 2 drivers running nose to tail for 1st and 2nd spot. In turn 1, Trickle will slam the door. Hanson will follow in single file.
Well, as we watch these front 2 cars, Jerry, battling for position, Darrell Waltrip still in 3rd place, but he's had some sheet metal dangling from that car for quite a while, but it's gotten quite a bit worse. Here's car number 17. Now, that's the sheet metal on the car number 17. I should say Darrell Waltrip has some on the other side, but this is a problem here. He'll probably get black flag for that, but the yellow flag is out before he gets black flag.
And Ned, the yellow flag coming out for debris in the backstretch, and that debris coming off that car number 17. You were just talking about that shunt in the pit with Randy Olson. There's the debris. Great shot there. Mike Wells, our director, and a great camera crews here getting that shot of debris up the back straightaway, and NASCAR officials saw it lying there and brought out the yellow flag again for the 10th time today. Plenty of racing action left. It's going to get even more exciting. Don't go away.
What makes a Quaker State engine so tough? One tough motor oil. And being tough takes more than just talking tough. There's a brand that says it's been engineered for smaller engines. Well, Quaker State has been tested tough for small engines in Japan, in Europe, and in America. In fact, Quaker State has toughed out the most demanding specs for every size engine in every size car sold in the U.S. What makes any size Quaker State engine so tough? Quality engineered Quaker State. The big Q is one tough motor oil.
Step into higher fidelity with an Alpine car audio system from Eureka Car Stereo. Alpine cassette decks offer unmatched sonic excellence and years of reliable performance. Many Alpine car audio components are on sale now. The Alpine 7167 digital AM/FM cassette is now just $179. And Alpine amplifiers with an honest 25 watts per channel are only $109. Many other quality components by Clarion, Infinity, and JBL are on sale now at Eureka Car Stereo, 15th and Broadway, Eureka.
As you can see, the house is completely renovated with the very best heating and cooling system.
Must be a Lennox.
So we put in this new furnace, and our bills are really...
Down?
Exactly.
Must be a Lennox.
Get 0% financing for 12 months on selected Lennox heating and cooling purchases.
Expect the best when you have NCI install your quality Lennox equipment. Call today for a free estimate.
Attaboy, Dave.
Going back to Green Flag Racing at Phoenix International Raceway. Dick Trickle, the veteran defending champion of the Goodwrench 300, leads them down. Lap 156, just 30 laps to go here in this 300-kilometer event. Trickle showing the way in turn one. Scott Hansen from Green Bay, Wisconsin, the veteran ASA campaigner in second spot. And that youngster in the Ford, Toby Butler, all the way from one lap down, right on their bumper. Those three cars, the top three in turn three.
Now, Darrell Waltrip made a pit stop during this last caution, Jerry, so he's back in the field. He came out in 8th place, took on right side tires. We saw him have a little trouble there after that last pit stop. But look at Butler trying to move up on the outside of Hansen.
Butler trying it on the high side, not the quick way around the racetrack.
Hey, what a move that was. But it didn't quite work for him, but I thought he was going to dip down on the inside and make the pass, and maybe he is going into turn 3. Yes, he is. He got a good run off of turn 2. That kid can flat drive this racetrack, Jerry, and he has a car that'll let him use all of his talent, too.
Toby Butler, 30 years of age, from Kirkland, Washington. We said he had never been here before. He had a racing engine, but didn't have a race car. He got together with the Jeffrey Racing operation people, borrowed a race car, so they put their operation together, and what an absolute afternoon they're having. Meanwhile, Darrell Waltrip really starting to make his move. Remember, now he pitted, put on those fresh tires, and he is starting to pick his way back to the pack.
He now is up to the 6th position. So those right side tires, in fact, he has fresh tires almost all the way around. The left side tires don't have a lot of laps on them, Jerry, so that should really help him.
There's Waltrip behind the car number 66. That's Tim Fenua. That's Ron Hornaday, who also made a pit stop. Hornaday came in. He was our pole sitter. He came in and changed 2 tires. Remember the rule, only 2 tires under caution here in the Southwest Tour.
He has been very fast all afternoon.
Slipping beneath the Roman Kalvinsky, car number 52.
He came out of the pits right behind Darrell Waltrip, but Waltrip has pulled away from him now. Waltrip got through the traffic a little bit better than Hornaday.
Hornaday currently being shown in 8th position. Waltrip, of course, in 6th. There's DW. The Super Flow colors, car number 117.
Stand down on the inside of the racetrack much better than it was before he put those right side tires on, so he is coming towards the front, Darrell Waltrip. But if he does get up towards the front, he's got a young man to contend with that you mentioned a moment ago, Toby Butler, who is really moving good.
And the car number 37, that's the blue car right there in your screen. The 1990 Southwest Tour champion, 29 years of age, Doug George from Atwater, California. Currently being shown in 18th spot, 2 laps down, but he only had to finish 32nd. That's if Ron Hornaday won the race, and Hornaday, at this point in time, not being shown in the top 3. So, looks like the youngster from California will be the 1990 champion. A great effort, tremendous year for him. Doug George, 3 wins in 1990 Southwest Tour competition. Again, back up front, there is Dick Trickle in the car number 99, trying to pick up where he left off a year ago. But I think Toby Butler has impressed a lot of people here this weekend who have watched him maneuver that car on this 1-mile racetrack.
Well, he certainly has impressed me, Jerry, because after being a lap down, he passed Darrell Waltrip, who was leading the race at that time, and just literally ran away from him and made up over a half a lap on the leaders. And it's my opinion, even if we had stayed green all the way, that he still would have caught him, because he was running from a half to a lap faster than they were. Here's Darrell Waltrip making the pass on the car number 39, Pete Hardy. So that makes Waltrip now moves him into the 4th position. So Waltrip is on the move. But look up front here. Butler really working on Dick Trickle.
What a difference in experience here, Ned. Dick Trickle, of course, the veteran from Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin, over 1,200 short track wins. And then the youngster, 30 years of age, his first shot at this racetrack. And he ran the Northwest Tour this year and finished. He won twice up there in 15 starts, running primarily in the northwestern part of the United States for the NASCAR World Racing Series. But a tremendous effort. And that race car that Butler is driving, we are told, is for sale after today.
They might stand in line to get that car.
I guarantee there'll be a long line there for that sale.
Price might go up a little, too.
I would imagine. Dick Trickle in the red and white number, car number 99, the prototype race engine car.
Well, Butler's running very good, Jerry. No doubt about that. But he is chasing a guy who knows how to use the racetrack up. So let's see if he's able to use up enough racetrack to keep Butler back there. I think Butler has the fastest race car.
I agree. It's a battle. It's the classic battle. Ford and Chevrolet. Trickle is the 99 car. He's a Chevrolet. He's on Goodyear tires. And right behind him, the Ford, the car number 38. That's Butler on Hoosier tires. So not only a car make battle, but a tire battle as well. Exciting racing action as the laps are winding down here in the Valley of the Sun. Will it be Chevrolet or Ford? Well, can Trickle hang on? Don't go away. We'll find out.
Soldier Field, Chicago. Over 300 dead batteries and 1 die-hard battery. Our most powerful ever jump-starts every one. Die-hard. More power when you need it most.
Sal, have you checked the batteries in the flashlight lately?
Yeah, sure. I'm tense.
A reminder to check your batteries with the new copper top tester. It's free and only from Duracell.
The product. The proving grounds. The results. STP gas treatment is the edge.
Back at Phoenix International Raceway, the caution flag flying once again. The blown engine of Tim Fedewa bringing out the caution flag number 11 here this afternoon. Dick Trickle showing the way. Toby Butler, Scott Hansen, Pete Harding, and Ron Hornaday Jr. Where is Darrell Waltrip? Well, just moments ago, he came down pit road for a pit stop. And the crew really went to work on that car, Ned. They're really making a serious chassis adjustment.
Yes, they are. Look at that man, how many turns he does on that right rear spring. Jerry, he's taking weight out of the car, when he's putting weight on the right rear, which is taking weight off the left rear. So that's a major chassis adjustment.
And he stalls the car trying to leave pit road. Now the stop sign man holds him there for a little bit. So that car is going to be big time loose, as they say, but the looser the car, the faster it goes.
Okay, he's in 9th position. There are 9 cars on the lead lap, so it doesn't have many laps to come back up through the pack. In fact, it'll be just 12 laps to go when they come by this time.
And one rule that works against him is they have a single file restart rule here in the Southwest Tour. They don't double up at all, so he's at the very tail end of the field, getting back to green flag racing action. Just 12 to go here in this Goodwrench 300-kilometer event. There's Darrell Waltrip. He's got a lot of cars to pass. He's working over the Herschel McGriff car, number 04, as he goes by our Southwest Tour champion.
He had to be a little careful going into that first turn the first time, Jerry. Be sure that back end didn't get out from under him after they took all that wedge out of it.
Waltrip driving it deep in turn 3. Lots of cars in front of him, between him and Dick Trickle, our lead car. Trying to move inside the car number 12 of Monty Marlin, the Reno, Nevada driver. There's a battle for second spot. That's Toby Butler and Scott Hansen.
Now, before the caution, Hansen had pulled they had pulled away from Hanson, but now Butler seems to have dropped back a little bit as they get 10 laps to go this time by.
Dick Trickle, who won it a year ago, trying to hold on and win it. Can Darrell Waltrip catch him? Waltrip now back in the pack, but trying his best. There's the battle, second, third, fourth. There's Darrell Waltrip trying to move around the car number 12 of Monty Martin, Reno, Nevada driver.
But, Jerry, I think he has too many cars between him and the leaders to get up there in the 9 laps they have remaining.
I think the key for Waltrip, if they had a double file restart, only 9 cars in the lead lap, he thought it wouldn't be a problem. But they have single file restarts here. He came in and made the chassis adjustment to make the car quicker. He just too much ground to cover in too little time.
Yeah, most of those cars that he's been passing are cars that are laps down. You can see how far as we widen the screen out there. There's Trickle coming by the start-finish line. Waltrip is pretty far behind him. And Trickle is pulled away from the second-place car. In fact, the second-place car being challenged right now by the car number 53.
That's Scott Hansen in the car number 53, who sat on the front row, second quickest qualifying time. He now moves to the inside. Hansen in the Chevrolet tries to go by the T-Bird and will do it to take second spot away from Butler.
You know, Jerry, the 38 car of Toby Butler, he has driven that car so hard this afternoon, and it was pretty far between his tire changes from when he, boy, look how loose it is now. I think he has just used his tires up coming back to the front. Maybe he should have come in on that last caution or the next to the last caution and gotten some tires on.
Got to give a call to Pete Harding in the car number 39 on the right of your screen. Harding started way back in 30th spot. The Surrey, British Columbia, Canada driver now makes a move or trying to make a move. That's Harding in the 39. Hornaday right behind him in the 97. And here comes the car number 16. That's Bowers, Jerry Bowers. Tremendous racing action here in the Southwest Tour finale. 18th and final race on the $450,000 Southwest Tour season. Laps are winding down. That was 6 laps to go. That time by. There is Harding in the car number 39. He is currently being shown in 4th place. There's Darrell Waltrip trying to make a move inside another car number 17. That's the Olson car, Randy Olson.
Now that would be for a position if he moves around him, Jerry. Good racing back in the pack. And look at that fiberglass. And here's the car number 39 trying to make a move on the car number 38 again. But Butler holds him off.
That's the 3rd spot, Ned. Here comes Hornaday.
Wow,
Like shot out of a cannon. Here comes Ron Hornaday. Just jumps in the throttle. Nearly breaks it loose coming out of turn 4. And Hornaday will take away the 4th spot. Great racing. That's 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th all together. Butler, then Hornaday. Butler's car slips a little bit. Hornaday trying to get on the inside of turn 2. Can't quite get it.
Nudged him just a tad, but it was not enough to allow Hornaday to get by. In fact, Hornaday might have lost enough there. No, that Harding almost came back up on the inside of him. But look at Hornaday come off of the turn. The tires on the Butler car have just gone away.
Red car to the left. That is Bowers. Gary Bowers. So Butler, Hornaday, Harding, Bowers, they're all together.
Now Butler doing a good job up there using up the racetrack. In fact, he's using a lot of it as the car slips and slides as he comes off the turn. He definitely is holding those cars up, but he's fighting for a position, so you certainly can't blame him.
Now Pete Harding just trying to squeeze in there between the car number 38 of Butler and the 97 of Hornaday. Just can't quite do it. 2 laps to go. It'll be white flag next time by.
Ooh,
contact. Hornaday slams the wall. He came into contact with Toby Butler. Hard contact in turn 1 from our pole sitter. Tough break for Ron Hornaday. He was the man who wanted to win the championship. Currently 2nd in the point standings. The leader now will come out of turn 4. Watching, waiting for that white flag. Dick Trickle takes the white flag. Final lap.
Hornaday still sitting against the wall on the outside in turn 1, but Trickle had slowed, and now Hanson has pulled up on him. There's Hornaday's car sitting up against the wall, but they're racing back to the checkered flag. The yellow is out now as well.
White flag still waving. Remember, they kind of race back to that caution flag, and we'll see Hansen knows that it's a race back for the win, but Dick Trickle will hold on and take the checkered flag, with Scott Hansen finishing in second, Pete Harding is third, and Toby Butler is fourth. A tough break for Ron Hornaday Jr., second-generation driver from Palmdale, California. Just moments ago, Ned, this tremendous 5-car battle, and there was contact.
Well, Hornaday was trying to come up on the outside, and it looks like the car number 38, well, he was down on the inside, and then he got loose, Toby Butler, and ran right up into Hornaday and slams him into the wall.
Really can't fault Toby Butler. No. His car started to slip and slide, and there is Hornaday out of the car, limping a little bit, and he will sit there and then get a safety crew over to him. The safety crews are there. Tremendous effort. And here is Dick Trickle. Dick Trickle in the car number 99. A great effort by the 49-year-old Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin driver. We'll talk to him in just a moment when we come back to Phoenix.
There's a wild new breakfast at Burger King.
Please, let's not get crazy.
Blueberry, oat, red lemon, poppy seed, 3 very different kinds. To make a wild new breakfast, sometimes you gotta break the rules.
Soldier Field, Chicago. Over 300 dead batteries and 1 die-hard battery. Our most powerful ever jump-starts every one. Die-hard. More power when you need it most.
Nothing beats the USA. Nothing beats what we've got here. Nothing beats clean, crisp, cold. Nothing beats the king of beers. Yeah, nothing beats a bad day, nothing. Nothing beats a bad day, nothing. Nothing beats a Budweiser. Nothing beats a Bud.
Back at Phoenix International Raceway, the Goodwrench 300-kilometer event is history, and Dick Trickle has won it. Scott Hansen finishes second, Pete Harding a great run in third, Toby Butler in fourth, and Dennis Dyer finishes in fifth. We hope you've enjoyed today's Speed World coverage, brought to you by Quaker State, the Big Q. It's one tough motor oil. By First Brands Corporation, makers of STP oil treatment. And by Budweiser, the king of beers. Remember, no win to say win. While they're celebrating down in Victory Lane, let's go down to our Sears Road Handler Winner Circle interview, where Benny Parsons is standing with our winner.
Thank you very much, Jerry. Dick Trickle, what do you know about Phoenix that other drivers don't know?
I'll tell you, it's a little bit like Milwaukee and a little bit like Wisconsin International up there in Wisconsin. So between them 2 tracks, this track is pretty easy for me to get around. And, I got to thank Prototype for the engine. I mean, I had good power. I mean, it's had more power than I had last year. The exact same car I had last year. And, of course, the Goodyears went harder this year, and we didn't have no blistering problems. And, the Phillips 66 Top Arctic Motor Oil crew, Cale Yarborough's whole crew crewed the car and pitted it for me. Plus a lot of my own guys, Al and Rocky, and a few guys that work for my team. I kind of all threw them in a sentence and said, hatch it out, boys. I'm going to go driving. And, I just got to thank everybody for helping me, because this is kind of a play thing for us, and it sounds like a serious business.
Well, Dick, congratulations. And here's a fellow who lost the battle, but he won the war. Congratulations on the championship, Doug.
Thank you, Benny. Yeah, we came down here this weekend. It was our first time we were at this track, and we were definitely off. We just couldn't get the car to run, and we decided we qualified pretty bad, and we just decided to run our own race and go for the championship. We figured championship was worth more than going for the win. We just kind of stayed out of trouble and did what we needed to do, and here we are, and it's been a great season.
Does it kind of hurt, though, the fact you're not able to run up front and win the race and the championship all at the same time?
Well, I tell you, this is the first time we have not finished in the top 10 this year. Yeah, it definitely hurts. You run good all season. We expected to come here and run good. We were all pumped up about it, but we just couldn't get the hang of things. We had a lot of ignition and carburation problems here, and yeah, it hurts to run slow, but the championship feels good. I think it makes up for it.
Annual Copper World Classic. 4 divisions, 100.